I am gonna attempt to do this live thing. Sorry. I'm gonna attempt to do this live thing. And I don't know how well it's gonna work because I'm at my house and I'll be sitting on my bed. But I'm hoping that I can get it to stay put and not be falling down. Because when I was at my friend's house 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now, however long it's been, I don't even know how long it's been. And I was doing labs from her house. Like, I was at her table, and it was way different, you know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, this is my bed. I don't have a table that I can, like, set up that's big enough. Right now, I got so much stuff everywhere. So, I'm just trying to, I got, like, 2 necklaces, mustard seed necklaces that I want to go ahead and put together. I got two people I'm sending them to. 2 different people I'm going to be sending them to. So, I want to, I got to make them first. So, but I also gotta, make up some more mustard seeds, for the necklaces. Put the mustard seeds in the container. Alright, this is gonna be fun. Hang on, I got this. Just hold up. I know I can do it. I just need to hold on to this bad boy and make sure I don't knock anything over. Okay. And like I said, I don't know how well this is gonna work. This is just like a test run to see. Okay, that might work. That might work. Yay! I just don't like showing my face. Like, I don't want to show my face. You know? Like, everybody's different. Like, I'm not knocking anybody who has a channel and makes videos and shows their face. Like, I'm not knocking none of y'all, you know? Like, you do whatever you want, you know? But for me personally, I don't feel comfortable to show my face. Like, I just don't. Oh, sweet. Nice. I already have the string and I already got the mustard seed. See? Yay. So, see it? Mustard seed. Alright. Well, and there's that one. And I got one for my other friend that I'm going to be doing. So, if you're just joining me, hey, I'm Courtney, aka Court Dog, whatever you want to call me. Or Pluralogic, you know, whatever. I'm getting to be making mustard seed candy necklace. Here's the mustard seed. I think it's really important. I think it's super important. But yeah. I think it is, though. I think it's super important that, you know, we I mean, I'm a Christian, so, you know, I don't expect everybody to do what I do, but I mean, like, I try to share Jesus everywhere I go to everybody. Just like tonight, I went and had dinner at my best friend's restaurant. Well, she doesn't own it, but she works there, at Olive Garden. And when I was coming out, I thought I thought I was behind her car, and then I like realized after like because the same color car like zoomed by me, so I was like, well, that's weird. She didn't even come by to say hey, like to tell me she was leaving. But I was like, well, she probably, maybe she did, but I have my music up turned so loud. It was like all you could hear was brrr. The bass was just like knocking so hard. so, so I couldn't hear anything. So, I mean, she could have come outside. I don't know. But then, so I get up to the exit part after she turned and I look over and I realize it's not her car. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go because she already knew I was coming to her house after the restaurant. So, I just went ahead to go get gas. And then when I get up to the light, I saw across the street that it was $2.86 for gas. And I was like, what? I was like, all right. I rather pay that than $2.90. So I oh yeah, that's way too long. So I went up to over to get gas or whatever, right? And as I walk into the gas station, I see this person sitting on the curb, like literally right at the entrance of the gas station. And I was like, like I bet they're homeless, you know, and that's what I was thinking. And I so I went inside, I paid for the gas, and then I pumped, and then afterwards I decided to go up to them and to see if they need anything. So I walked over to them and I was like, "Hey, do you need anything?" And then once I started talking to them, I realized it was female, and she was like, the first thing she said was like money, and I said, "Nope." I said, "I'm definitely not giving you any money, but I got food bags in my car, and I got like Bibles in there and information for these different facilities that are in the North Carolina mountains, and one of them is actually not anywhere near here. It's I think the closest location is in Tennessee, and then the other one is Georgia and Florida. And so I was telling her about that place, and so I went back to my car. She agreed that she said she had plenty of food. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna see if any of my bags have any information in them, and if so, I'll give it to you. Well, I guess I was taking too long, so she approached me at my car, which whatever. And then I had a bag that had like some information about some free places in Charlotte that would help you for free, you know. Um, but I was like, well, that's not gonna do any good right now because we're in Rock Hill. So, uh, but anyway, so I gave it to her anyway, and then I gave her the one card for the place that it's a women's shelter, and it's located in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Texas, and I think Mississippi, but it's only for women. It's completely 100% free. It's a year-long program. It lasts for a year. It's Christian. They help you your mind, your body, your soul, and whatever you got going on, like if you need a job, they help you find job, work, all that, all that stuff. And they just teach you how to live again without, having to go back on the streets, and like give you all the tools you need to be able to function in society. And like, you know, so I gave her that. And then I was also telling her about this place that's also in North Carolina mountains that accepts men and women, and it's the same concept. But you don't have to be on drugs or suffer from anything. You could just want a break. You could just want a new life. You could just want a new life. You could just be tired of being homeless and want a new life. And so that place is called Life Changers. And I talk about it a lot in a lot of my videos. But it's also a year-long program. It's actually located in Passau Forest, which is outside Canton, or in the Canton area, outside of Asheville, North Carolina. And it's completely free as well. It lasts a year. It's all Christian. It's the same thing. They help rehabilitate you, your mind, your body, your soul, through the teachings of Jesus Christ to get you ready to come back into society. And so I gave her the information. I didn't have the piece of paper to give her because I ran out. But I went through my phone and wrote down all the information for her on a sticky notes and gave it to her. And you know, I wish I would, and it made me like, as I was leaving, I was like, you know what, man, I just got rid of like 12 bags of like clothes and shoes because I had been carrying them in my car for over a year and I barely even saw any homeless women. So it was just like, I don't know. But so I decided when I was heading to my girl's house tonight, my best friend, I decided that I'm gonna start restocking my car with like lots of blankets, and if I have any like small jackets, I'm gonna put them in there. Um, and any other things that I might have, any other kind of clothes. I don't think I have any more clothes, but I might. So I'm gonna go tomorrow and try to reorganize my trunk space to do that because my whole back seat's smack full of bags for the homeless. Like it's got, a Bible in each bag, a chapstick, water, snacks. So, and I got a lot of those left. Um, but I really need to get rid of like, the other stuff I have. But anyway, I'm gonna get to it or I'll be talking all night long. And I can't read nobody's comments right now because I technically can't see them. Although I do have a mirror behind it, but I can't read any of it. So I don't know what you're writing. So sorry. But I see some people are saying hello. And I can't read the rest of it. I'm sorry. But I'll respond later. So alright, so like I said before, I'm gonna be making this candy necklace. It is a mustard seed necklace, actually. So what I normally do is I normally do 7 for God's number, 3 for the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and 1 for self. And I try to like switch it up. So I guess I'll just do that again. And then I don't know. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Or it doesn't even matter. I don't have to do it like that. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm just gonna do 7 and 1. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I really hope that I really hope that that girl is able to like, because that was right before it started raining, and I'm not exactly sure what time it even started raining. So I really hope she was able to get somewhere safe before it started raining. But it was opposite of where I was going, so I never went back to see if she was okay. 4, 5, 6. But I hope she got somewhere. And there's just so many homeless people all over Rock Hill. It's like insane. Like how many there are on the streets that just choose to be on the streets. They don't want to be in a shelter because if you go to a shelter, you have to like pee in a cup or they swab you to make sure you're sober. Which is a good thing. I'm not knocking that, but you know, it sucks for the people that, you know, that purposely choose not to go in those places. They just rather be on the street, and it's not safe on the street, you know. And also there's a lot of other stuff that's going on. Like, you couldn't pay me enough money to be staying outside, like, even if you have a tent and stuff, just because of how much other crazy stuff is happening that I constantly am hearing about in Rock Hill area with the homeless people. And like, you know, I know that sometimes, not all the time, but I know that there's been several different people in the last like couple of years that have told me that they were homeless in Charlotte, and that after midnight this gigantic paddy wagon come along and picked up, like, I don't know, like between 50 to 100 of them, and just like shoved them into a van and then brought them to the border of South Carolina and dropped them off. And that they had to figure out a way to get to they had to figure out a way to get, you know, wherever they needed to go, because it was just crazy. They were being shipped from Charlotte to South Carolina. And I've heard that several different times over the last couple different, you know, over the last few years of that happening to people. I just think it's insane. Like, I don't see how that's even right. But, and then it's not just here that that happens at. Like, I was talking to this other lady one time about it, and she said she was originally from Columbia, South Carolina, and that they did the same thing to her down there. That they loaded her and probably about 20, 30 people into a van, one of those gigantic like police paddy wagons, and then dropped them off somewhere that was like closer to like the Myrtle Beach area or whatever. And then that's what like a lot of places in South Carolina have been doing to people, and even in other states, that they're just kind of moving them around from place to place. And I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense, man. Like, what? Like, I don't know. I don't see how moving people around like that's gonna fix the problem. Like, why don't they just, you know, build like a community and just let them go live in that community somewhere? You know, I mean, that makes more sense to me than just like dumping them from place to place to place. Like, you know, that just gets old. But also at the same time, you know, that's why I make up the bags that I make up with the information in it. And I can't make anybody go get sober. You know, I can't make nobody get clean, but I can sit there and talk to you about it. I can sit there and talk to you about Jesus Christ. I can sit there and talk to you about there's another way out besides just going and getting messed up, you know? And and even all the different people that I've been helping over the last like, you know, couple of years. There are two guys. They are actually, oh, that looks good. There's actually two guys. They're brothers, and they have been staying. They've actually been staying behind a business um on a bench for like, I don't even know how long, like at least 6 months. You know, that they were staying at night. They were staying in a stairwell, dude said, off of like at the top of like outside of some kind of child development center in Rock Hill somewhere. And that the cops finally ran him off from there about a month ago or so. And then they've been staying like, or no, they ran him off from there about 2 months ago, and ever since then they've been staying on a bench outside of a couple businesses and like one of those like little strip malls um behind a restaurant. And I'm just like, what? And so I talked to him about the place, and I'm like, do you, I mean, I'm like, can I pick your brain for a minute? Do you care if like I talk to you, like have an actual conversation with you about like your choices in life and like give you some options? And they're like, well, yeah, that'd be awesome if you have some options for us. And I'm like, are you planning on being homeless for the rest of your life? And they're like, no. And I'm like, do you want a better way to live than what you're doing right now? And they're like, yes. And so I'm like, okay, well, guess what? There's places all over the place that will take you for free right now. All you gotta do is be willing to go. They're like, what's the catch? And I'm like, there is no catch. It's free. And they're like, well, where are they at? And I told homeboy, I told them both where exactly they were at. And then the one brother was like, man, that's too far. And I said, well, what else you got going on? Like, what, you don't want to better your life? You just want to live on this bench for the rest of your freaking life? Really? I'm like, how old are you, man? And he's like, oh, I'm 20. And I said, you're a baby, I said, you're a youngin, I said, wow, man, like, that's just crazy to me. Like, I ain't knocking what you're saying, but I mean, me personally, I would rather go and like make something of myself, I would rather go and like get off the streets and like, you know, get tools that I need to have to be able to take care of myself. I mean, what's the point of like living on the street? Like, and then they're like, oh, but I get to do whatever I want. And I'm like, it's more to life than doing whatever you want. Like, what about living the proper way and having a job, making your own money, and like not being homeless? I'm like, you're sitting there talking about how you want a girlfriend and you want this, you want that. Ain't no fucking girl, excuse my language, ain't no female gonna be with somebody who's living on the street, not taking care of themselves, and choosing to live on the street and drink alcohol instead of like getting themselves fixed. I'm like, no female in their right mind, unless they're an addict themselves, is gonna put up with that kind of crap. I was like, I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. I'm just letting you know that you're living in a pipe dream. And like those thoughts that you're having right now, I'm like, that's of the devil, man. I'm like, the devil wants you to stay stuck. You know? I'm like, the devil don't want you to get better. The devil don't want you to stop drinking. He's gonna sit there. I said, yeah, life is crazy, man. And I shared a little bit of my testimony with them. And they said, well, how have you made it this far without using drugs or alcohol? And I said, because there's way more to life than using alcohol or drugs. I said, I had my fix when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s. I don't care about that stuff anymore, and I haven't for a super duper long time. And it don't solve nothing no ways. It made me a very angry person. I became bitter, and I was doing bad things. I was doing very bad things to myself and with my life, and like it was killing me, man. Like I knew it was killing me, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want that anymore. I didn't want, you know, I just didn't want that anymore. I didn't want that pain. I didn't think that, I knew there was a better way out. I knew that God created me for a whole nother reason, to be a good person and to have good things in life and to be able to talk to people about Jesus and share my testimony with people so I could help wake people up and get people set free, and be able to like inspire people to like be better humans. I'm like, but I couldn't have, I can't do any of that if I was still using. Like, that defeats the whole purpose. So, I mean, all I can do is plant seeds. I can't make anybody, like, get sober or anything. I can just keep talking to people about Jesus and about, showing them what he's done in my life, and just continue to do what I'm doing, praying with these people and talking to these people, and like, you know, that's all I can do. But it just sucks. Like, it breaks my heart, man, especially when people are so freaking young, you know? And they just like, I mean, he was sitting there telling me about, oh, look at that, that's beautiful. And he was sitting there telling me about how he watched these people get killed like right in front of him, like about a month ago. And that they were like fighting over something stupid, man. It was like a cigarette or some shit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And said that this guy just freaking reached in his back pocket and pulled out a gun and shot the other dude in the face over a cigarette. And it wasn't even a whole cigarette. It was like half a cigarette. And he's like, man, when I saw that happen, he goes, he said, I grabbed all my shit and I started walking. And that's when I came back on this side of town. He said, I avoid that Cherry Road section over there in Mount Gallant and all that. He goes, that's not a good area anymore, you know? And it's scary because I have a lot of friends, a lot of family that live on that side of Rock Hill. And, you know, I hadn't even heard about that. But then again, I don't watch the news, so how would I, you know? But it's just scary, man. It's really scary, the times that we live in right now. And for people to just want to still continue to be on drugs and alcohol, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It just like it really hurts me to know that people rather choose that kind of life than to get sober and to set themselves free through Jesus Christ so they could be better humans and be better people and actually have something, you know? Like, it just, I don't know, man. It just goes to show how many demons are actually walking around this earth to sit there and convince these kids. And they're all kids, man. They're all kids. Like, you know? And it's just sad. And the other dude, his brother, he's like, I think he said 22, you know? And I mean, I've been taking them supplies and stuff. I won't give them no money, but I bought them hot food a couple weeks back. I went to McDonald's and got them some combos, and you know, got them some large size combos so they could have, you know, a large fry and a drink. And cuz man, it was hot outside, dude. It was like, I like 90 something degrees outside, you know. And I gave them blankets, and I gave them a hammock that's a portable hammock. You could just hang up anywhere. It's just like a small portable one-man hammock. I gave one of them that, and I gave him like mini pillows and some other stuff. Like, I gave him a bunch of stuff, you know. And I don't know. I just want people, you know, I just want people to have what I have, and that's a relationship with Jesus Christ. Because, you know, that's the important thing to me. That's the most important thing to me. And I don't see how people can continue to go through life without him. Like, honestly. And it doesn't cost anything to be you know, forgiven, to be, you know, slayed up and prayed up in Jesus Christ. It doesn't cost anything, you know? Just the only thing it costs is you have to surrender to him. That's it. But I mean, that's free, you know? That's free. It's just, I don't know, people are so lost, and it's sad because the devil, he knows what he's doing. You know, I say this all the time. He does. He knows exactly what he's doing, dude. And that's his whole plan, to like get you to where you are confused and you don't know which way to go and you don't know who to turn to, you know. But instead of you turning to other people, you need to be turning to Jesus Christ, because he's the only one that could take any of this away. He's the only one that could make anything better. He's the only one that could set you free, you know. And not just be a temporary free, but like an eternal free, you know, the one that never stops, you know. It never goes away. It is for, you know, for forever, you know. But that's what I'm saying. People are just, you know, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And, oh yeah, so I finished it. Look. It is. It's pretty. Oh yeah. My friend's gonna like that. So I'm about to do, I guess I'll show you. So I'm about to do a pick-me-up box for her. So, and I'm gonna send her this. And this is a pack of chips from Ireland. They came in one of my treats boxes. And then I'm gonna give her this. And I'm gonna give her this. And she gets a slap bracelet. Oh yeah. And I got her another sucker. And I've told y'all before, I love socks, okay? The dollar store has the best freaking socks ever. They're only $1. And they're good quality. They don't fall apart, you know, they don't get holes and fall apart. And then I gave her another sucker. And then I got this for her. It says love and it lights up. And then I got her card. I'm about to give her a candle too. And then this, oh my gosh, this is the best chocolate I've ever had in my whole life. It is from Scotland, but you can find it at Publix grocery store. It is so freaking good. You get a 4-pack for like $2 and some change. But it's just a small little box I'm going to be doing. And I want to give her a candle just so I can get rid of these candles, but I don't have to send her a candle. But yeah, so yay, I'm excited. But anywho, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, and I don't even know what colors to use for the other one. Alright, so where's my pen? So I put that on the inside of all the boxes so that they know what it's for. And then I've been putting my card on the inside, but that one is different. That's my old card. And then instead of just putting a rubber band around it, I've been tying them off with some string. Alright. Yay! And then I'm going to cut the string. So tomorrow I'll get these boxes ready to mail out. And because I gotta fill out the card and all that good stuff. But yay, I'm excited. I got one down and one more to go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed because I got church in the morning. And, yeah. Here, let me go ahead before I start making another bracelet. And I found my bags of candy. I usually make up, I go ahead and like make up, get all the beads together first for my candy cups. So I found all of my bags earlier, with all the different cups. So all I gotta do is like go and get, I'm gonna go tomorrow after church, go by the Office Max and get a bunch of my flyers or my patterns printed out so that I can go ahead and start making up these candy cups that I have, because I have a bunch. I have a whole shit ton that need to be sent out and made up. Yeah, I can't read any of your shit that you're saying. Let me just look at it. It's the same. I don't care about the haters. Y'all can flip off for all I give a shit. I ain't gonna stop doing what I'm doing. You can go on. But thanks for everybody else that's not a hater that, you know. Okay. So these are the blank jars that I use. And I get them at Hobby Lobby, I think. Or, yeah, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. And it's a 42 pack for only $14. So, yeah. I'm glad about that. I think I had to open it from the bottom last time. Okay. Okay. And what I've been trying to do is get all of my clients, go ahead and make ones for my clients and stuff. And then also, I'm also doing it for people, just whoever wants it, you know. 16, 18, 20. But like I said, I do all the pick me up boxes that I send out. Like, I do them all for free. I ship them all over the United States. I just ask that you pay it forward, you know. If anybody ever wants one, all you gotta do is send me a message. And then I'll get her done. I noticed a couple of times where I've like tried to shove the cork back in it. It's like messed up. It's messed it up when I go to like string it. Some of the corks, because it's got, if you could see it, it's got that little hook, that is actually screwed in there, and it's made it from me pushing on it to try to make it stay in closed. It's like, I guess, basically broke off. So by the time I go to like string it up and get ready to put it in the box, I've noticed that a couple of them have come undone. So I've had to use super glue to like fix it, to get it to stay back, you know, not come apart. But yeah, that sucks. So, that's hot. I should have turned my fan on. But I'm going to a deliverance ministry service tomorrow night out in Shelby, North Carolina. And I really cannot wait because I've needed some deliverance with like, I've needed some deliverance. I've had like the craziest couple of weeks, and I don't know. I was actually supposed to go to this guy a couple months ago when Greg Locke was gonna be in town for it, and I didn't get to go. I could have went. I should have went, but I don't know. I allowed the devil to come in and, you know, do what he does best when he robs, steals, and kills your brain and makes you believe his lies. And I just actually, I was planning on going to 3 different deliverance things that whole weekend. I had 3 different huge major 2 things happening back to back. Like, Greg Locke was coming that Saturday to Gastonia, which they ended up moving it because of all the storms in our area. So they moved it to an indoor church in Mount Holly, and I didn't go. And then the next day, that Sunday, was Vlad. I forgot his last name, but he's the Russian or the Soviet Union preacher that's on YouTube. And I can't remember where he actually preaches out of, which state right now, but somewhere in the US. But yeah, I was supposed to go see him, and he was up in Hickory that Sunday. And like I said, I didn't go. I didn't go. I allowed the devil to like just, you know, talk me out of it. And I wish I would never have done that, because ever since then, like, I swear, dude, it's been like clockwork. I've been really going through some major spiritual warfare ever since then. Um, I've just not had good times, like, at all. You know, but I know that this too shall pass, and, you know, God's got a plan, man. He does. He has a plan for all of us, and sometimes, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes, I'm reminded every single day that we don't always get what we want. You know, most of the time we do not get what we want, and like, regardless if that's to have a good day or if it's to have a good week, or, you know, to not have any stress, to not have any worries, it's just, but we gotta suck it up, man. We gotta suck it up, and we gotta keep on, like, marching, because if we stay in that depression, we stay stuck, then the enemy's already won, and why should we let him win, like, that's his whole plan. That is his whole plan, is to, you know, that's his whole plan, is to win, but I mean, I know God's got a bigger plan for me. I feel it. I see it. But I got to take care of me at the same time. I gotta take care of me. So, and I kind of felt like when I was doing these lives, a couple weeks ago at my friend's house, when I was house sitting, dog sitting for her, I really felt like they were helping me, you know, because it was helping me like with my mental health a little bit, you know, be able to make some art, you know, make some necklaces, some candy necklaces, and that's, you know, it's so it's relaxing to be able to like create things, even if I'm not like, you know, of course I didn't make the jar, you know, of course I didn't you know, make the seed or anything, but I'm still, you know, putting it together. I'm still like picking out, you know, I'm still picking out stuff and like, you know, making it myself. It's not like, you know, I'm not following anybody's I'm not following a pattern here, you know. So I'm still creating art, you know. I'm picking my own colors and doing whatever. But it's still considered art, you know. But it's, you know, oh crap, I spilled a bunch. I just, you know, I need that. It's relaxing. That's what I'm trying to say. But, okay, now that I got those done, yay! Well, that would help me for next time that I get ready to do more. I'm gonna put these in here. Oh crap! I still got a bunch. Okay. Hang on. Oops. Yeah, and I don't know if any of y'all had saw the one video that I did a couple weeks back where I was like had remade my friend's bracelet, and then as I'm like taking as I had like gotten the ones together to like restring it, I was counting the beads and I realized that it basically spelled, it counted to be 666. And like, so when I told her about it, she did respond pretty much the same way I said she was going to respond. She was like, no way. You know, she believed me, but she was just like, I can't believe I never noticed that before. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, people don't think about that. People don't think that the world is like that the world is that corrupt, that, you know, you have to worry about stuff like that. Like, it's like, I get it. I told you before. Like, I totally understood, you know. But that's why I told her. I was like, man, you just gotta be careful, dude. Like, you really gotta be careful as to, these are super old. Like, I've had these beads right there for such a long time. But I'm about to share them. With my friend. Oh, and here's another one. You can't see it, probably not, but it's a smiley face. It's a white bead with a smiley face in the middle. I've had that one for such a super duper long time. Some of these beads I had on my boyfriend. He passed away. I would go and like make up candy necklaces and bracelets and attach them to his vase at the cemetery. So some of these, that's what these are from, but I'm going to share them. Because, I mean, beads is beads, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it would be complete bead abuse if I didn't use them, you know? And I have so many. It's not like, you know, I'm running out of beads right now, like colors or anything. I'm not even about to show you my stuff, but I got a whole section over here. There's nothing but beads. That's all it is. I'm like overflowing in beads. I think I've said this before about this. Like, I could totally open up my own bead store with all the different beads that I have, which is 100% true. Like, I ain't lying when I say it. Like, I really could. It's just that much stuff. Alright, what am I looking for? Alright, I want some smiley faces. I have all different kinds of smiley faces. And I hardly ever use these. And I'm gonna get a couple of smiley faces. And I want to do some octopi. I have some mushrooms somewhere too, and I don't know what bag I put them in. But they're the same, like these. These are octopi, but I have some mushrooms that I got. These came from Shein, and I got some. See them? I got some of the mushrooms. They're so cute, and I don't know where I put them. Because like I said, I'm overflowing with beads, man. Like, I have like 5 or 6 gigantic bags smack full of beads that's somewhere near my door. And then over here on the ground where I'm not about to show, but I'll tell you about it. Like, that whole section is nothing but beads. And they're like 10 bags smack full of beads. Like, all like sectioned off in different colors and stuff. And like, just... And the rest of them are not like... They're divided. Some of them are divided, but the rest of them are not divided. And I'm not about to go and try to divide them again because that takes so much work to like do that crap. It takes so much work to like sit there and like go through and divide them all out, you know? It really does. And I just don't have the time right now to make it happen. Like, I don't have it. It's too much time. It just takes too much time. So, alright, cutting the string. I got my candy. So I'm just going to do various. I don't think I'm even going to count these. I think I'm just going to do it, and whatever I do is going to be what it's going to be. But like I say repeatedly, I'm probably like literally the most organized candy kid you'll ever freaking meet in your whole life. Everything has a place. It might not look it. Like, I'm not about to show it, but it might not look it in here like anything's in its place, but trust and believe it is. So and I made a video last night, but I'm planning on doing another one here in a couple of days. I have to go through and get out, to go ahead and start gathering up different books to read for the next couple of videos, and like get the titles together and all that stuff. Like I've said many times before, I always pray before I start doing all that stuff. I try to ask God as to what I should be reading, what books he wants me to read, what sections he wants me to read, like what is a topic for each video, as to what the title is going to be, so that I'm given like so I'm not doing the same stuff constantly, that's why I write everything down. But I know for a fact I have Romans written down somewhere that I want to read the whole book of Romans. But that book itself is like 13 chapters, if not, it's in between 13 and 16 chapters. I'm not completely positive right now. So that might have to be a 2-part video, because if not, that video will probably be like 3 hours long. So I think I might just go ahead and do it like a 2-part video. And if I did it like that, it would literally be like Romans and maybe like a daily devotional or something. I wouldn't do like, 2 or 3 different books with like 2 or 3 different sections or any stuff like that, just because it's going to be so long. So, all right. She didn't tell me her favorite colors, so I don't know. I might just do like green. Alright, let's see. 2, 4. It just happened to be 7. That's cool. I could do that, like 7 of each color or something. 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, is that? It looks like a white. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I have noticed that a couple of my videos have been like not exactly the same books, but they're pretty much the same titles. Like and the next one, I think the next one that I'm doing, that the title sounds really, really familiar, of one that I've already done. And so that will be the second one that's like very similar to that. So after that, I'm gonna make sure that the rest of them that I have, because I already have the titles already. Like God gives me the names of the titles months in advance. So what I do is, like I said, I pray before I even start gathering up the different books that I'm gonna read together, and I pray about it, and I allow him to guide me as to what I read. And even when I'm picking the name of the video out of all the titles he already gave me, I pray over it, and then whatever I feel like he leads me to pick is what I read and what I call it, you know. That's how I pick this stuff. Now, is it really God? I don't know, but I feel like it is. I feel like it is, but it could be the devil. I mean, I just read something yesterday about how, actually I did yesterday, last night, when I was making that daggum video. I was reading about how that's how the enemy works. Sometimes, he be tricking us and making us believe that we're hearing from God, and really we're hearing from him. That's when we have to like be praying in Jesus' name, and asking him for things in Jesus' name, that if we say that, you know, that we have a better chance of hearing from him instead of it being the devil, so. But that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it does. Like, alright, how many that is? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's white. I don't know, it might not be. I can't tell. Alright. Mm. Alright, now what? Let's do white. Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 7. Right? 2, 4, 6. Yep. So, I don't know. I mean, life is just crazy here lately. It has been really effed up on so many different levels. Like, so the cops came out yesterday sometime and said that they need the help from the public as to what happened to my friend's kid. That they're asking for the public's help, which makes me really mad because, like, I don't know, there was a news report, or there was I saw it, somebody sent it to me today, where, I guess a news station or 2 news stations went out to the site that I had these flyers up still, and I had just told somebody yesterday about how I was planning on going to that area and taking the flyers down because, you know, he's been found, we know where he's at, he's in heaven with Jesus, and, you know, it's got their phone numbers on it, and I didn't want somebody calling and, like, making up false accusations and, like, trying to get, you know, the police, like, going on this some kind of, like, wild goose chase, you know, and people just thinking it's funny. So that's why I wanted to start taking down the flyers. But then I saw that this morning and I'm like, well, crap, you know, like, maybe I should leave the flyers up. But then I started thinking about all the ones already taken down, and I filled up at least 2 trash bags. I filled up at least 2 trash bags of flyers that I've taken down in the last couple of weeks. And I only went out twice. I only went out 2 times, but I had to take breaks after that. Both times because it was so overwhelming. Just like I told my friend last night, you know, it was a whole different ball game when I was putting the flyers up because, you know, I was excited to be able to put his face out there because nobody knew about it. Like, it hadn't been on the news yet. You know, nobody had been covering his story. Like, I just felt like nobody cared. You know, the only places it was being shared on was the social media sites. You know, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you know, you know. So I felt like that was, you know, that I was doing a good service, which I did a whole bunch of service, you know. I did. I mean, I really believe by me painting his face all over, you know, the York County and Charlotte area, I really believe that you know, I jump started these news stations to come out here and, like, you know, do interviews and, like, try to figure out where he's at, because I really feel like if I wouldn't have done all the stuff I did, that he would have never got any kind of exposure, you know. And, like, yeah, there were some rocks, these gigantic boulders in Fort Mill that I spray painted, you know, messages about Zach on them, and somebody, I don't know who, somebody come along with some kind of heavy machine equipment and remove the 2 boulders, and you know, like, I just thought that was really, really nuts. You know, it made me feel like whoever was responsible for killing him or, you know, making him disappear was responsible for taking the rocks away. You know, like, why else? I mean, it wasn't like anything bad was written on them. It said, one of them said, uh, at the top, it said, bring Zach home. And then across the side said, find ZP. And then it said call, and then the phone number for the police department. And then the other rock, I spray painted his life matters, and then hashtag find ZP on the side. And then that was it. And like I said before, I went back the day after to go add more glow in the dark paint to it, and I was gonna put up lights around the rocks, because that was the whole reason why I sprayed them glow in the dark, so it would pop at night. And when I went back the very next day, they were gone, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's crazy. Like, they were here the day before, and now they're not." So, it's weird. It's really weird. And like, I mean, nobody's talking about that either. Nobody's like admitting that they got rid of the rocks. Like, I don't know. There's been there's been a couple of different posts that have been like real sketch, and where this one guy was like, talking about excavation um tools and all this stuff, and then after I started doing some digging, I saw that, I don't know, it went really deep. I went really deep in my digging, and it struck me as being really freaking weird, too much of a coincidence, you know, and I had a friend that actually called the number that it listed, and you know, she did not get a really good response back from these people, you know. And she didn't get a good response back from these people, and they just pretty much told her that, that they didn't have anything to do with the rocks being gone, and that they didn't want to be, and that they didn't want to be associated with somebody who may or may not have been on drugs. And I'm like, okay, what the hell? Like, what does that have to do with a freaking rock, But he wasn't on drugs. That's the thing. He wasn't. So it's like, I don't know. It's just messed up, man. It's just the whole messed up situation. Like, somebody out there knows something. He didn't just disappear off the freaking planet. Like, I mean, yeah, he's been found now, but somebody did that to him. Like, there's no way in hell that he ended up at that spot by his damn self, especially on foot. Like, where he was found at was way far away from where he was last seen at. And nah, somebody did something to him and put him there. Like, I believe that with every single fiber inside my very being. Like, I do not believe that he got out there to that place on his own accord by any means. I do not believe that at all. Like, mm-mm. And nobody can convince me otherwise that he did, because mm-mm. No, there's just so much stuff that just doesn't add up, man, and it's so freaky. Um, but I'm really hoping and praying. So, what I've been thinking about, I have a bunch of flyers left. So what I'm really thinking about doing is just going and doing what I was doing before. Go put up the flyers up at different churches in our area and ask for, prayers that we get closure for the families and for Zach, and that, the people who did this to him will be caught and will come forward and turn themselves in. I'm really praying for that. I'm praying for that miracle, because his life is just important as anybody else's life. And, we all make mistakes. We do. Every single person on this planet has made mistakes. But it doesn't mean that we should be punished for those mistakes, like, through death. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just messed up. It's just really messed up. And, I'm really hoping and praying that we could figure out who's responsible, and they could be brought to justice for this, because this is just insane. That, as many times as his story has been shared on different social medias, you're telling me that nobody on this whole planet knows anything. You're right. So it's just like, it's messed up. It's really messed up, man. And I don't wish this kind of stuff upon anybody. Like, nobody deserves to go through this kind of pain. Like, nobody does. I don't care who you are. Like, I don't care how bad of a person you are. Like, you don't deserve this torment. Your family definitely doesn't deserve this kind of torment, you know? And it's just messed up. It just goes to show how many demons there are that are walking around on this earth. And, you know, um, and how much we really, really just need to stay prayed up and stay up in Jesus Christ, you know? And I don't see how people do it without him. Like, I really don't. I mean, just like I was talking to that girl tonight, and I was, you know, after I got done telling her about, you know, the different places that she can go to, I said, well, you know, I told you in the very beginning of our conversation that they, you know, that there's, it's not a catch, but, you know, I wanted you to be aware again that uh, these are, um, that these are, Christian ran facilities. And she goes, and then I, you know, after I told her that, I said, well, I offered her a Bible. And she goes, nah, I'm good. And I said, well, are you sure? Because if you go to one of these places, it's a Christian facility. So you're going to be reading the Bible anyway. So you might as well go ahead and start now, you know? And she just looks at me like I was crazy. And I was just like, well, she's like, well, you know, I can just fake it. And I'm like, okay, you say that now, but I guarantee you, after you're there for a while, you ain't going to be faking it. Because that's what God does. He draws, you know, he draws that stuff out of you, you know, to where you don't even want to fake it. Alright, I guess I'll just use these big pieces. But I mean, I don't know. Alright, let me use that one. And then I'll use this. 2, 4, 6, 7. And then um okay, works. But I mean, that's all I can do. All I can do is pray for people. You know, it's up to y'all whether or not you want to change or not. I can't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. And I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. You know, I just want to share, you know, my strength, and my hope with people, you know, and where I get my strength and my hope from, you know, so that if y'all are going through something, you know, you can lean on Jesus Christ to bring you through it instead of going to a bottle or to a pill or to, you know, another person, you know. That's why I share constantly myself with people, you know. It's not because I want people to be like, oh, I want you to pity me, or oh, woe is me, look at me, you know. Like, no, dude. I mean, you know, everybody's so judgy these days, you know, and everybody's like in a competition constantly, and it's just really crappy because it shouldn't be like that. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff. You know, I care about your soul, though. I care about if you know Jesus. I care about if you're gonna, you know, go to heaven when you die, you know? I care about that, and I do, and I've, I share my testimony with people constantly. That's why I make the videos I make, you know, when I'm talking about Jesus, and you know, trying to get people to wake up and get on the Jesus train, and get off your own selves. But like I said before, I can't force anybody to do anything, and I ain't trying to force anybody to do anything. Just out here trying to plant some seeds. That's it. You are gonna do whatever you want to do, regardless. So, but I do wish people well in their journeys. If they choose, not to go down the Jesus route, I still pray for y'all. I still hope, that one day you'll get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then you'll decide that you want what, I have, and what so many other people in this world have, a freedom through Jesus Christ, and you'll decide that you want to surrender to Him, and, stop living the way you're living, because, it ain't working for you no more. But that's all I can do is plant seeds. I can't, like I said a second ago, I can't make nobody do anything. I'm just here to spread the gospel, and, spread my testimony in hopes that, that I say something that resonates deep inside your own soul later on. And it gets you to really start thinking about, what you're doing with your own life. But everybody's got to come to that realization by themselves, and they got to come to that burning. They have to have that burning desire to be able to get sober, in order to get sober and to stay sober. Like, it can't just be a one and done type of thing. Like, oh well, or this week I'm gonna decide to be sober, but next week I'm gonna be getting messed up. Like, nah, man, that's like, you're bound to stay stuck in that situation. And that's just the harsh reality of it. I've seen it happen so many different times with so many different people, and it sucks because they had it, but then they allowed situations and different people and different things influence them in a negative way, that when they tried to get back on the right track, it was already too late. They couldn't they had been at it for too daggum long. Oh man, that's nice. Oh yeah, I like that. Look at this one. Oh yeah, that one's really nice. All these different colors. Oh, I did like a rainbow of colors. Yeah, I did 7 on each side. I think she's gonna like that. I did a lot of sparkles, a lot of glow in dark stuff. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop it right there. But I really, really hope that that girl got somewhere safe before it started raining. Like, I don't know. Because she was just like, well, how can you help me tonight? And I was like, well, unfortunately, I can't help you tonight, because all the shelters that I know of around here are all closed right now. Like, they don't, you have to be inside those shelters about a certain time. And I'm not exactly sure what time that is, but I'm pretty sure when I saw her, it was past the time that you needed to be in there for. Like, most of those places want you inside their shelter by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Like, they don't take people all night long, because there's only so many beds in those places. And like I said, they drug test everybody before they even come up in there. And so if you don't pass the test, you don't get to stay, you know? So, and like I've said before, these ain't my thoughts and feelings. This is like reality. Oh man, I spilled a bunch of mustard seeds on my bed. Crap. There used to be, well, it's not there anymore because I tore it down years ago, but there used to be a hotel right there on Anderson Road that crap, I spilled a bunch on my bed. Dang it. There used to be a bunch. There used to be a couple different hotels right there on Anderson Road that was like, and I think that's why they tore it down, because a lot of homeless people were going and hanging out there, and like there was like a lot of bad stuff going on at night, and they ended up before they turned it down, you know, it went bankrupt or whatever, but before they tore it down, that's where a lot of the homeless people were staying at. They had like broken into like the rooms because the beds were still in there. You know, and so it was like it kind of a safe place for them to be, but at the same time it wasn't a safe place, so they ended up tearing it down. Plus it was just a really bad eyesore for Rock Hill. But I don't know of any places, like they talk about all the time how they're supposed to be like opening places. They're like that same kind of concept where you don't have to pay to stay, and you know, just so that you have a bed to sleep in at night. But I don't know any places around here that are like that, except for I think there was a place in like Charlotte that they were doing that with, or maybe 2 different spots in Charlotte, but I don't even know if that's even still a thing right now. So I don't know. But oh man, I'm so excited for this one. I really like this one. This one's really pretty. I'm glad that that's what I decided to do with that one. And I knew she's gonna freaking love it. I put some really good stuff in here. So there's a heart, and there's 2 octopi, a butterfly, some smiley faces, a glow in the dark star, and there's a seahorse. Yeah. So it turned out really good. See the seahorse? It turned out really good. Yeah. And then there's the butterfly. Can you see a butterfly? Yeah. But I like making candy. I like making candy stuff. And like I said, in a couple weeks, or maybe later this week, I don't know, it just depends as to how much free time I have. I'm planning on going to get baptized next Saturday in Lexington, South Carolina, at this place called Lake Murphy. So I'm planning on doing that, but it just depends on how much free time I have after that as to if I'll be able to do another live. But hopefully by the time I get ready to do that, hopefully I'll be able to make some candy cups. Like we can make one together, or you know, whatever. So I hope y'all have a great night. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's taken me so long, you know, just to do stuff. But I hope you have fun. It was nice chatting with y'all. But anyway, I hope everybody stays blessed, not stressed out there. I hope you have a great night. I hope you sleep well. And I'm going to close out in a prayer. So, dear Heavenly Father, I just ask for a shield of protection over everybody that's watching this, or that tuned in, or whatever. I just ask you just please be with everybody all over the world, Lord. You allow us to have good sleeps, and allow us to stay safe in everything we do, Lord. ask that if there's anybody that's struggling who doesn't know you, Lord, that and that wants to know you, that you hear their cries, their pleas, that you be with them, you give them everything you've shown me. And I just ask that you allow the rest of us to be reminded that major spiritual battles happening every single second of the day, and that we need to lean on you instead of leaning on other men to tell us what to do. That we need to come to you for strength and for guidance and for comfort, Lord, and that we need to read your word and stay prayed up and slayed up in you, so that we have the tools and the power to overcome the devil and to resist him when he tries to attack us, Lord. And I just ask you, just please be with all the homeless people all over the world, alcoholics, all over the drug addicts. Lord, I ask that you just please be with us, and you continue to be our rock, and continue to guide us and love us, and just give us strength, grace, and mercy. And this I ask in your name, for you are the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen. All right, y'all. I love you. I hope you have a great night. God bless. Bye.